Hello and welcome back to CCTV number, don't know, doesn't matter, but it's 40, 50. It's after Thanksgiving here in America. Hopefully those of you who celebrated had a nice time eating a bunch of food. We are shooting this before the Thanksgiving break because we ourselves will be taking a Thanksgiving break. And because we just recorded our previous podcast last week with Kale, and it's like, God, what are we going to talk about? We have to do another podcast. I once again threw it to our friends at Patreon, and I said, hey guys, do you have some questions? Maybe we have some new patrons post-Halloween live stream. Some people might have signed up. Why don't you ask us some questions you got on your mind? Be a nice, fun time post-holidays, pre-holidays.
I always appreciate the Patreon bailing us out.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a very
Thank you for that.
Symbiotic relationship. How's everyone doing today?
Great, dude. Awesome. Sick.
It sounded sarcastic. Are you not? Oh, you're actually sick.
I'm actually.
When you said sick, I was like, oh, like things are sick, but you're actually sick. Yeah, the LA fires have been burning all weekend and into this week. Probably not good for air quality. A lot worse if you actually are losing your home in the fire, of course.
When I was driving home yesterday, I fucking smelled like I smelled burnt toast in my car, and I didn't know if it was my heat because I never really use my heat, or if it was outside because it was right around on the highway, right where. I used to like, you can see like out and see all the mountains and stuff. And when those other fires were happening last year, when I was driving along that same stretch, I could see the fucking fire out there, and like, it looked like Armageddon. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know if it was just kind of like some residuals of just something outside, but I turned off my AC and I was like,
you were cold last night driving home?
What?
You were cold? You had turned on your heat yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I was there till like damn near 8 o'clock, I think, so it was pretty cold. But yeah, but I'm counterproductive with how I do it. I have my window cracked, and then I also have the heat on. So I do that. I'm like one of those people, I guess.
You're getting that yellow air quality no matter what, pretty much.
I figure.
Damn.
But yeah, it stunk, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Well, I almost booked us on a rooftop to shoot this, so we could have the, air
fire
quality.
In the back.
Yeah, fire in the background.
Yeah, you guys got some fancy chairs over there.
Yeah, instead we're in this fashion loft here overlooking Santee Alley, downtown LA.
Why's that pillow on the floor?
I don't know.
Because I didn't want to sit on it.
Fancy pillow on the floor.
I'm not a fan of that particular pillow, so now it's on the floor.
Gotcha.
Well, let's just jump right in. We got a lot of questions. We'll just try to get through them. Let's just rapid fire them. You shoot anything down you don't want to talk about, A+. Let's keep it real right off the bat with Morgan Marianne says, what are some things you guys do to handle anxiety if you experience it? I have chronic anxiety and sometimes have a hard time handling it. Just wanted to see what you guys do, or if you guys had any advice for handling shit when life gets hard.
Vitamins.
What?
Vitamins.
Vitamins help your anxiety?
Yeah, they got vitamins that do everything.
You actually take vitamins for your anxiety?
I take.
This is a theoretical answer.
I don't know. Sometimes.
I feel like
Prozac? What do you?
I got to work out too. I mean,
this feels like a meme. I don't know that you take vitamins for anxiety.
Maybe I do.
Unless you mean prescription medication.
No. I guess I was thinking stress. I'm just saying general stress.
Oh, well, that's fair. Sure.
There are stress gummies.
Like the ones I buy at Target that say stress free.
I have those. Yeah, I have those. I have like some of the other ones. I take like biotin.
Stress free. That the packaging is like very easy to open up. Is that what makes it stress free?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with anything beyond that. Like you said, exercising helps you. What about you?
Well, I mean, they used to make tea. When I was a teenager, I used to get tea. It was like this herbal tea, and it was like supposed to be specifically for anxiety. I don't think it really did a whole lot. Probably had melatonin in it. Probably to cut out the source, number one, of what's making you anxious is probably the most important thing, because otherwise you're always going to be anxious regardless of what you take or what you do.
I can't cut out my source. I get anxiety driving, and I can't cut that out. So, I mean, I'm lost for that one.
Yeah. But after that, I guess, exercise. Medicine is probably the last thing you should take. I used to take pills for flying, but once you become dependent on them, you get this like weird symbiosis where you're like, I'm gonna take these drugs to, just to cope with things, and it's better to just try to figure them out naturally as best you can, and then work into, if you have to take medicine and stuff for it. But I think like you guys said, probably, exercise and just coping mechanisms, I guess.
Yeah, I had really bad.
As a most real answer I can give for that question.
Yeah. It's tough, right? Because sometimes you're like, oh, I should just cut the anxiety out. Sometimes it's elusive. Sometimes you know exactly what's causing it. Like for you in flying, sometimes it's just like existential dread. I had really bad anxiety in college to the point where I'd have like panic attacks where I'd like want to like call like an ambulance and go to the hospital. And so like meditation was a big thing for me. I think it's pretty helpful. I definitely don't do it as much as I should, but free plug to the Headspace app if you're looking to get into that. It's pretty chill. It's pretty accessible. You can have like a nice little roadmap. You can target things like, oh, I want to like you get their little starter thing, and then you can be like, oh, I want to target like relationships. I want to target like just low like work stress or things like that. You can kind of like visualize some stuff. I think that's super helpful in taking like even like weirdly like 10 or 15 minutes a day to not have your brain in 40 places, like to center, even if it's just like breathing exercises and you get nothing else out of it. Weirdly, it's like it helps the overall climate of your mind. And then yeah, I'd say exercise, and I also agree with Alex that if you can avoid medication, and some people can't, so I'm not shitting on them, but for me it kind of felt like I never got on it because I felt like I was like not dealing with like the core issues or the core like strengthening my mind. And like anxiety now, where I almost never have panic attacks anymore, or like if I feel anxiety rising, I can like go through my mental exercises and like walk it down like instantly in a way that I couldn't do that when I was in college. So yeah, cool. There's some options. Get a pet, tend a garden. Natalie Hammond says, do y'all have any Thanksgiving traditions that you do every year, as well as foods you make/eat?
Nope. Not anymore.
Not anymore?
I started making Russian foods a few years ago. Just, get some culture in my life. my prehistoric culture. I don't know. I usually go back home to the East Coast. Might not this year, but that's like a tradition, I guess, is going back and visiting family. But the foods thing is probably something I want to keep doing.
What's your go-to Russian dish?
Some nice pelmenis.
What are those?
It's like dumplings.
Nice.
Some butter, sour cream.
Is that what you're best at cooking, or is that your favorite?
It's harder to make because you got to wrap them, but it's definitely a favorite. Definitely a Russian favorite.
Nice, dude.
How about you? What do you do?
For a while when I first moved here, it was like I think like I like holidays when you like kind of subvert them, where you do something that's intentionally sad, kind of like as a meme. So we would always go to Norm's cafeteria here in LA when we first moved here, and be like a bunch of like really poor people starting out in LA. You go to like a cafeteria diner by yourself. You guys don't have any family here, so you just eat like Norm's is good, but it's like like old people there, and you're just like, and then you go off and get drunk afterwards. I always thought that was kind of like fun and tragic in a early 20s kind of way.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking sad, dude. Usually people have a family that they go and spend time with, not fucking go get drunk and eat with a bunch of senior citizens.
Do you think that people still do that now? Like people that still come to LA for like the big hopes and dreams thing, but it doesn't start to take off right away. So like that's kind of like they get that routine.
I bet like you can't afford a plane ticket home or whatever, and you're just like, fuck it, yeah, let's just go to Norm's, got a great special. Or you do like like Friendsgiving or whatever. You could go over to somebody's house. I remember one year, Rob and I hosted one at our house, and we started drinking like while the food was preparing. I had to go take a nap, and they had to wake me up when it was time to eat because I just put them back. But that's kind of fun. You don't have to go anywhere. Just get sloshed on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it sounds very self-destructive.
That's 20s, man. What are you gonna do?
James used to do the thing with the other guys. He used to order turkey and stuff back in Colorado.
Yeah, I guess it's not like a. It wasn't. That was kind of more in line with your sad, like everybody that stayed back and didn't travel back home to wherever their respective, homelands were. We would do something, I guess. Like first year in the house, I think it was me, Trevor, Aaron, and Joe, I want to say. So pretty much everybody except Alex. He was the only one that went home, I guess. And I just ordered fucking Boston Market catering, and we watched Eric Andre through the whole day. We just sat there eating fucking their Thanksgiving shit and watched Eric Andre. We watched 2 seasons of Eric Andre on the couch. Legit, at the Cow Chop House, we were there on Thanksgiving. And we've got catering before for those cases. Usually I'll ask beforehand and see if they're not doing anything, then I would order the catering just so that way there was something going on at least and people aren't just sitting at home.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds like a great holiday tradition. And hey, you know what's another great holiday tradition and even non-holiday tradition?
What's that?
Sponsorships. Dude, sponsorships. It's our first sponsor of this fun and laid-back Q&A session. It's Quip, guys. You guys know Quip.
I love Quip.
What a great holiday gift for somebody. It's we were doing all those Quip ads, and Alec was like, hey, I want to use Quip. I keep hearing about Quip, and I got him one. But if it had been Christmas, that could have been his Christmas.
You did get him one?
Yeah, I got him one. And now he's using it. So
that was only a couple weeks ago too.
Yeah, time flies, dude. It's fucking Halloween. It was the Halloween podcast. Yeah. Well, there's a buzzy gift on everyone's list this year. It's something they'll use twice every day. It was featured on Oprah's O List and is perfect for everyone with a mouth. That's Quip, the electric toothbrush designed to make brushing better. With sensitive sonic vibrations, gentle enough on your sensitive gums, and a built-in timer with guiding pulses to remind you when to switch sides. Quip makes holiday travels clean and easy with a multi-use cover that mounts to mirrors and unmounts to slide over the bristles for on-the-go brushing. Quip doesn't require a clunky charger and runs for 3 months on one charge. Quip is the gift that keeps refreshing with brush heads automatically delivered on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. And you can even gift prepaid refills for a year to make sure they're never using old, worn out, or ineffective bristles. I like that about Quip. It's true. It's really easy to travel with.
I'll be honest. I think you gave me mine more than 3 months ago, and it's still on the first charge.
Yeah.
I think mine has lasted longer than 3 months. However, I did lose the mount, so I don't have the mount.
Oh, you need a new Quip mount. Okay.
Yeah, I lost the mount, so I don't get that luxury. But
we'll hook you up.
It's definitely lasted longer than 3 months.
Yeah. Well, Alec and I are about to go on a trip, and now he's got a Quip, so hopefully he doesn't lose the mount. You just flip it, carry it, doesn't get all gross in your backpack. It's pretty good. And Quip is one of the first electric toothbrushes accepted by the American Dental Association and has thousands of verified 5-star reviews, including from us. Quip looks like a big ticket tech gift with a stocking stuffer price starting at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/cctv right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush, but you don't have to tell your giftee that. That's our little secret. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/cctv. Get yourself a nice electric toothbrush. Give it as a gift for somebody. They'll be like, wow, you're so thoughtful. And you can be like, I'm just supporting my favorite shit posters over here on Cow Chop. Thanks, Quip.
Thanks, Quip.
Wow. Well, that was a great question, Natalie. Thank you. There's a random question I don't understand. Callum O'Connor says, where's this arm wrestle with Brett and Alec going to happen? And then the eye emoji. I don't know. Well, who said I was going to arm wrestle Alec?
That sounds like just their idea.
Ring a bell?
Maybe they just want to see that.
Well, they're asking, where's this? It's trying to incept it in my brain. So when are you getting around to that?
You mentioned in passing?
Why would I arm wrestle Alec? Has he been working out? I don't understand how that would be fun for him at all. Ian Washburn, I know it's not your guys' decision, but will Jacob return to being on camera anytime soon? Probably good to just, refresh this. You're right, it's not our decision, but he's made it pretty clear he's not planning on a return to camera, so I wouldn't, count on it. It's probably not going to happen.
Nobody here is going to push him to do that if he, honestly doesn't want to do that. So it's all up to him.
One thing I would push for people to do is the hilarious joke of tagging us in the Lost World, Jacob's in the Lost World joke that I saw probably about 55 times on Twitter.
It's Pikachu.
back with Detective Pikachu. Apparently anytime Justice Smith, is that the kid's name? Is in any new movie, we're gonna get the same joke. And it's hilarious. Let me tell you, I laugh at it every time during Lost World.
God.
You are the first person to come up with that. You are so clever and so funny. But if you want to talk about reasons why maybe Jacob doesn't enjoy being on camera, there's a good one that you guys can think about for yourselves. Maybe just being... I'm sure he doesn't even look at Twitter anymore at this point, so unless he's specifically going for something. So food for thought, but no, probably won't be returning to camera, just doing his thing. But did a great job on the last cooking show episode, the Fallout one. You're going to see it. It's really good. You probably already saw it. I don't know. Well, the timelines are skewed. Kevin Perez, since the new arcade machine is up and running, is there going to be a series with it? Maybe a tournament?
Maybe a tournament. I don't think there'll be a tournament. I mean, I don't know if that'll be doable, but I mean, I haven't opened up the back of the cabinet to like look at the computer that he has in it, because it is just a computer.
Yeah.
So
Alex was asking about that yesterday.
Yeah. Theoretically, you should be able to hook up like an external like HDMI, Elgato, whatever to it, and see how that works. Maybe split the feed. I don't want to fuck with anything in it though, because it's already been freezing, and I might have to call him out to just like see why it chugs sometimes. If you're going through like the library, sometimes it'll like hang, and I think one of the times it got, I don't know if it froze or what, but the computer was like having that start up in safe mode thing.
Oh yeah.
And that never really got fixed. So I want to make sure that it's working properly, operational, before breaking it apart effectively and then causing, a few $1,000s to just go down the fucking drain because of whatever reason.
Fair. Yeah, that chugging is a little depressing, isn't it?
So maybe.
It's a big maybe. What would you guys play? Let's say that you figured it out. And
I don't know, because I'm not, I don't want to say I'm iffy about emulators, but I'm kind of iffy about emulators because I don't want to get fucked by that. I know people use emulators all the time, like speedrunners use emulators and stuff like that, but usually the deal from what I've learned is that if you don't want to get bit in the ass by it, then you should have like a physical copy of those games. Can't say that for every single one of those games in that cabinet, that you have like a physical copy of the game.
Some of them, it's just like, well, what do you like? Who is benefiting from you going on eBay at this point?
Oh yeah, some of those companies, they don't even exist. Some of those companies.
It's like it's so.
But I don't want to get fucked by just some random shit like that. So I've always stayed away from that kind of stuff, even dating back to the beginning, because I've always heard that to be the case. So I mean, I don't know. If you pick a game, buy the physical copy of it, then it's like completely safe and whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Tasmania's on there.
But even like in the sense of like buy a game, you're buying like a game from like what, an eBay seller?
Right.
So you're not, the company's not getting money for the game that you buy that doesn't exist anymore.
No, it's just more so like proof that you didn't pirate the game. But yeah,
to the company that's like,
yeah, right. Exactly.
I guess.
Yeah. It happens. I mean,
it's just tough, right? It's so arbitrary.
Better to be safe than sorry.
I feel like it's when you pirate games that are more like modern, like a Nintendo game that's like clearly run on an emulator.
You'd be surprised. I mean,
but even then, it's like they'd have to prove that what you're recording is an emulator. It's, I don't know. It's very, I think it's very nuanced, but I don't know. I thought it would be fun to record like a version of Foreign Import, or not, sorry, not Foreign, Retro Active with some of the games that are on there, and just go back and sort of talk about the older games you play as a kid. Because like you said, some of those games aren't, like, those companies don't make those games anymore. They're inaccessible. So it's like maybe you could buy a GameCube and find that game they used to play. But like when I used to look up games for us to play, they'd, one, not exist anymore, or no one's selling that game, or two, it would be like some guy from Nebraska selling them for $500. So do I want to pay $500 to just say I have a physical copy of this game, or just, you know,
I mean, I get that you wouldn't want to. It's more of like the legal side of like.
I'd cover it.
Well, you think it'll actually hold up in court? You're like, well, I bought this from Nebraska Classic Games, and you present your bill of sale to whoever. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I understand what both of you are saying. It's just I would love to see how that would ever actually play out. Like, who would be pursuing you? I guess. Well, either way, I guess we'll.
Maybe there's precedent. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there is precedent. I'd be curious. I don't know if this has an answer from any of us, but Matt Shramick says, for each of you, what was the thing you wanted to keep the most that got destroyed? I don't know that anything that I cared about
has died.
Has died. Is there anything I felt? I mean, the Pikachu head, I would guess I would be sad if something happened to that at this point, just because it's been in my office for so long. But
I can order another one of those. That's no big deal.
That's the one.
It's the one. I just got it off Amazon.
My guitar amp got destroyed through moving.
Just like the moving company. Fucking.
Not even on camera.
By virtue of that.
The TV. Obviously.
Oh, that was a bummer. I agree with you.
That was. I mean, that was just bad on us, though.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let's blindfold everybody and give them airsoft guns. Like, nothing's bad's gonna happen.
And then not seeing that the TV was somehow in range. Yeah, that sucked because we bought that when we moved in.
Bebo or whatever that robot was. Yeah, that was kind of sad.
Yeah, I agree. Even though we did it, it was kind of sad.
Yeah.
Anything on your end? No.
No. It's all fucking expendable.
You know, it was kind of funny that in the last Amazon, people were kind of upset that like $200 Chromebook was destroyed.
You told me I could destroy it.
I guess you could blame me for it, which is fine. More so.
Wait, was it edited out? The bit was edited out?
No. I don't know.
I guess it was edited out.
What's the
Secrets
bit?
of the trade.
Secrets of the
He
trade.
whispered to me and told me, you can break this. And then I broke it, and now I'm getting heat for it. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, yeah, I did tell you to break it. But, okay, fine, I guess I'll talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I wanted it to be broken because it's a fucking Chromebook. But also, out of all the things that we have broken and have wasted money on, I just thought it was interesting how many comments I've seen where people were like, oh, I could have used that for college, which was then backed up by people saying, you wouldn't want this for college, this thing's a piece of shit. Because all Chromebook really is this glorified internet player. You know what I mean? It's not a MacBook, it's not a laptop. It's like, you can play Google Chrome, and that's just about it. You can load up some Google Chrome apps for games, and have some Google Chrome features. But, of course, we do waste money on a lot of things on this channel. Just weird that we didn't get called out for some of those other things that we've broken in the past. So, I don't know, rest in peace, Google Chromebook. I don't know, it's just like, that was interesting. Of all of the products that we've had in this channel that have burned down and have been destroyed through various Amazon Primes, it was the Chromebook that was the last straw.
And I fucking, the casket was fucking like $2,000, and I fucking beat it up with a fucking shovel, and
because people can't apply it to their own
students can't use a casket.
I mean, they might want to. But
they might want to.
They might want to.
That's true. A casket might be better for a college student than a Chromebook.
Just laying it.
It's weird because I'm just thinking like of the stuff that just recently happened. It's not even like there was other stuff that really got fucked up as of late.
I don't know if the flamethrower video is out yet.
Well, those were relics of the past, though.
Yeah. You felt nothing as they burned?
I felt something.
You felt something?
I felt, like, relinquished of...
Oh, you felt lighter? Nice.
Yeah. It was good.
That is good.
It was good. Because, like, the chain of events that happened was some dude on stream donates to me specifically to rebuy Gumby outfit for stream. I feel obligated to buy Gumby outfit because of this. I wear Gumby outfit on stream, do a little stupid dance for a nostalgia act. I get rid of Gumby outfit by bringing it into the warehouse to then torch it via flamethrower from Elon Musk, which we also pre-purchased fucking 6 months. It was just a really like, you know.
Yeah, it's a journey.
It was, and it was just good to see the thing being lit up, you know. So it was nice. It was great, you know. I can't say I didn't feel anything. It was really nice feeling.
Nice. Connor Flint says, do you guys have an average length of time that you have for a backlog? For example, all videos being made exactly a week before they're uploaded.
Ooh, that varies, don't it?
Yeah. How does the sausage get made, guys? I'm having some weird days.
Sometimes, some days it'll be, we'll be ahead, and some days we'll be behind.
I feel like with some shows, right, series are the only thing that are ever really consistent, right? Like we know we have to do CCTV in advance because there's anything that's got an ad sale on it usually is like at least reasonably scheduled. Amazon, we shoot every beginning of every week for that Saturday. Wrong side of YouTube, usually, unless there's something, it's the same deal. Photoshop, cooking show, CCTV are usually like the week before, and then we have that week to edit and then go up the next week. Everything else, yeah, just varies wildly.
Kind of like sprinkled in.
Mm-hmm. Really depends on what we need and what's there. That's the juggling act for sure. So, Chad Andres, how did you feel about this year's Halloween events compared to last year? And is there any more seasonal streams we could expect?
I don't even remember last year's.
Last year we did the 5 days of Halloween. We did
Skits.
2 skits. We did
An Amazon,
a BTS that had some scripted stuff, and then the third live action that maybe we were going to try to do got replaced with our live action flash mob over at
Was there not a
Line
YouTube?
7 of Skeletons.
There wasn't a YouTube?
There was a YouTube too, but I don't know if it counts as like Halloween. I mean, like it was Halloween themed for the month, but we did those this month too, so. I don't know, you really led the charge on that live stream. So any post-mortem thoughts on it for CCTV? I can't remember if we've actually really talked about it or not.
No, how did everyone else feel about it? You watching, how did you feel about it? I think we just wanted to try out some other stuff. I wanted to try out some other stuff this year. Whether or not we're gonna have like a Thanksgiving stream, that's not gonna happen.
I guess that.
I'll just say that.
That window's closed.
No one will be here.
Right.
Yeah.
A December stream, that one's kind of iffy too. I think we have a lot of other stuff planned for December. And usually it's Halloween's consistently been the one we really go out for. Although Christmas, we don't do skits for it, but we do have like big Christmas series. Like we have the gift guide, we have the Misfits.
That's the only thing I could think of that would be good on stream, really. It's like if we were like, did like, present exchange on stream or something, then maybe that could work, but.
The problem usually is for the holidays. I mean, Halloween usually.
We would be doing it way earlier.
Halloween, like nobody really leaves, but like Thanksgiving and Christmas, like people usually travel and go see family and stuff like that. So that type of content usually gets done way in advance. So like it airs around the time where it would look normal, but it was obviously shot like way beforehand, just to give everybody enough time to do whatever like travel plans and whatever they need to do for the holidays. So like.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, yeah, there's something different this year and a lot of shooting for the moon on some elements of it that mostly.
The only thing I was saying that I would have liked for it was that we had like a camera to record each individual thing that happened that we could like do something with after the fact.
It's annoying that YouTube has that weird glitch with the 4 hours of the 6 hour live stream or whatever the fuck that was. It was very, what?
That's also kind of weird.
It's all there now? Oh, it restored
there.
itself? Oh, good. Just annoying for that week when people are like, what? We can't watch the beginning? But kudos to all the moving parts and kudos for everything somehow between a live action shoot and an insane live stream and all the other fucking dumb things we were thinking about. Kind of all, no spectacular train wrecks, so. Speaking of, no, I'm not speaking of it, but next sponsor. There's just no good segue. Guys, it is MeUndies. They're back again. They're just really always looking out for us. Yet again, it's time for the MeUndies report. I got on a solid color pair today of purple.
We got red, my man.
Ooh, we got the solids. What do we got? Ooh.
Mine's the fruit cups and stuff.
I don't have that one.
You don't have this one?
Did you get that one? Are we being sent different pairs?
No. Yeah, obviously, because I didn't get the freaking
Fox?
Christmas one or Fox one.
Did you choose that one yourself?
No.
Oh, wow. Then maybe we are being sent. They're keeping it spicy.
We're getting like,
feud
handcrafted packages just for us.
Yeah, wow.
Different ones.
Well, MeUndies is super comfy. I mean, I'm going to do the ad read in a second, but look, they're the most comfortable underwear I've ever worn. I find myself now avoiding my old pairs that are perfectly good, just because they're not. Now I'm like, oh, MeUndies guy, and so I won't.
Same.
I'm like, damn, what happened? MeUndies uses the coveted micromodal fabric, which is 3 times softer than cotton. If you've never felt this fabric, get ready to experience pure bliss in underwear form. You can also get a style that is perfectly suited for you. Men and women can each choose from 4 different cuts, all of which are available from classic colors to adventurous prints. Cutting back to us again, we all have different styles. I'm a trunks guy, you're a boxers guy, I got boxer briefs over here. MeUndies got you covered, however you like to wear your underwear. Speaking of prints, this holiday season, MeUndies will be releasing a new print every Tuesday. That means you'll have no excuse not to celebrate the holidays right down to your very core. But why stop at undies? This year, MeUndies is launching their holiday prints in lounge pants and onesies as well. Both are made from the same micromodal fabric as their underwear. Seriously, how can you not get you or your loved one a matching holiday themed onesie this year? We got the onesies, they're very comfortable. I would like to see those lounge pants, which I have not gotten yet. That'd be pretty good if those
That would be
feel
pretty
like
good.
that.
I would wear those a lot. I used to wear pajama pants a lot, but now I just like kind of wear shorts, and that's like my default. But I would totally wear lounge pants.
You got to commit to a onesie. You got to be like, all right, I'm not leaving the house for a while. I'm gonna sit in this like a bathrobe.
I think I might wear that on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Maybe Christmas Day, and like run down the stairs to the tree. And I'm wearing my onesie. I think I wear that.
Yeah. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you purchase any MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. It's a no-brainer. Get 15% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you will ever put on. To get 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/CCTV. That's MeUndies.com/CCTV. Join the underwear gang. Get what you like. Get a discount. Give a gift. Just live your life. Thank you, MeUndies, for being such a stalwart sponsor of this channel and this podcast in particular.
I was gonna say that I've been getting a lot of questions in regards to our onesies for the holiday. Do you have any information about that? Is the onesie coming back again for the 3rd year? No, it's not.
It hasn't been back. It's just been the one onesie that has existed and proliferated.
Yeah, I know, but I thought they brought it back last year.
No, they just had extra stock, I think.
Oh.
They were like, we need to get rid
So
of these
it's gone.
onesies.
It's gone.
I was like, Fareed, why are there still, how does this still exist? He's like, we got to get rid of them. And they brought them back. No. But we have not intentionally tried to, that was 2016, honestly, right? That and Christmas.
But I thought with them bringing it back last year, I thought it was more like they just brought them back for the holidays, not so much like it was just reserved like inventory.
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was reserve inventory because everything.
I'm still waiting for them to bring pop sockets back, so.
Those are gone too.
I guess the onesies after the pop sockets.
They're gone. It's good that you bring up merch because someone asked a question about something that what out of the box item. I gotta find the person's name. This is Patreon. They must be honored as is appropriate. However, this questions list is being updated in real time.
You're getting questions right now?
No, but as I scroll through it, it kind of like fucks itself up. Anyways, sorry, whoever it is, I'll find you later. What's an out of the box merch item that you would like that we haven't done yet?
Can I reveal the one that I had said like earlier that didn't happen? Can I reveal that one? Sure. Yeah. So I wanted to do around when the mini squiggly cup, I think when the mini squiggly cup came out, it was for back to school last year. I wanted to do a combination. It's not necessarily a new item, but I wanted to do a back to school kind of collection of a backpack, which I know we already had a backpack, and then we also had like a new squiggly cup, but I wanted to do like a combo of a backpack that was kind of like retrofitted specifically with a big pocket for the squiggly cup. It could be like, like a latch or something like that it would like actually have a place on the Cow Chop backpack. And I wanted like the cup to be like an exclusive color. Like I figured it would be like blue or something like that, or purple, a color that we haven't used yet. But it would only be available with the backpack for like a back to school kind of thing. And I mean, we talked about it, and it never happened. Instead, we just got a normal backpack, and so there was no squiggly cup with it. So that was my idea, and that was a while ago, but I'd still like to see that happen at some point, or at least maybe just another color of the cup. I don't know, some kind of variation, I guess. I have to
I could do that.
go back to the lab and figure out different
lab.
different combinations I could do with this cup.
That was a question was by Gabriella Estrel, lest I lose that. Yeah, we'll see. So, it's hard. You try to fit things in. Usually, the merch team is awesome. They usually kind of like try to guide things in the path. We have more stuff coming for Q4. I don't know when the dates are, but there are some stuff people have been asking for coming soon. So maybe by the time you watch this, I don't know. I feel like there's just a wave and another wave and another wave.
Wes is gonna have to come back out and get more pictures.
Wes is blonde now.
Wes is blonde now.
Bleached his hair,
Yeah.
and I have no hair. So boy, we're both gonna have a whole a moment there.
I want to say I don't know how much like I can only give so much praise to Wes. I guess I don't know how that happened with RT, actually hiring him on and picking him up and doing all that, but my God, that's it's like night and day from before Wes, I guess. The photos and just doing that whole process is amazing to me. Just the work that he does.
Where you come out, it's him and Nathan, right? It's people you could actually be you talk to, hang out with, have a fun shoot the shit.
But he does goofy shit, and he lets us just do whatever. When they came out to do the other stuff,
let us take a photograph with the poop.
I was just gonna say, there was a pile of shit that we wanted to take.
And there was a car bumper. I was like, let's take a picture with the burning car bumper. And they were just all right, so come over here by the stairs. It's kind of good, I guess. And they're just all right.
Maybe he's more so thinking about it living on the site.
No, I'm gonna die on we didn't take a picture with the shit hill.
Yeah.
They didn't let us take a picture with a pile of shit.
Yeah. Just humor us. You can just delete it later.
I mean, we're already
Send it to us for Patreon.
Yeah.
We're already there.
Yeah.
I want a 4K picture of shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
The other pictures are good though.
Pictures are real good. Yeah, I guess we'll have to do another shoot for that quarterly stuff. But yeah, he's great.
He made the London pictures look really good, even though I in the act of doing them, I was just this is gonna be kind of it's not gonna look very good. But he fucking made, I mean,
yeah,
he had Dex model
That's
one
true.
of those shirts, and it was a fucking. He made Dex look like a
dreamy boy.
Yeah, dude, the one the overhead one of him laying down in the grass like this. I was just oh my God.
I just remembered I still owe Dex lines for his video game. I was supposed to record them this morning. But, I'm leaving on a trip. Dex, give me a break. Help me out. Yeah, he's great, and the whole aesthetic of the merch, and I think him who knows? I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about, but he's great. Pretty sure this is a question from Meg, but Vanillish asks, did you get an offer of having a segment on this year's Extra Life? People on Twitter have been curious, and I thought it should be cleared up. I said you would have turned down an offer, but I'd like your insight on the whole thing. Thanks again. We did not, so I got an email, whatever. I got an email about it, and they were like, do you want to try to record a video? I think they were probably just being realistic about the odds of us being able to fly to Austin as non-Rooster Teeth employees. We were going to maybe try to record a video thing, but the email never really got followed up on. We were busy, I'm sure they were busy, so there was no invite to come out to Austin that we turned down, but to be realistic, I don't know how feasible that would have been. As of right now, we're planning a sales traveling trip next week, and there's a bunch of stuff going on. Kudos to them raising money for sure. It's a great thing. We just, we didn't turn down anything, but at the same time, I feel like we kind of have our own vibe on some of the charity stuff anyway. So, I assume on the last cooking show episode, we donated some stuff to the local food banks for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So. It's just hard. As always, it's hard scheduling and.
No, yeah, that's a realistic answer. I think we would have said no, strictly because of just the way our own travel plans line up. I think where Rooster Teeth is great. It's awesome, wonderful. But obviously we have our own stuff happening here, and like you said, we do our own charities things, from the Thanksgiving food drives to the things we did over in Denver to the Vegas trip that we had. So when we find the time that it's right and it makes sense, then of course, we would have loved to have done it, especially if it was in Los Angeles, of course we would have taken a day to do it.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
That's the truth.
When you add, having to like book flights and then we have all the other stuff going on, it's really hard. And this week was really tough for just about everyone here coming off of the post live stream. So good on them. Probably wouldn't have went, but hopefully we can make it at some other point.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously Austin's way easier for them, but we never go to Austin for lots of things they offer us because I'm just like, it's not worth it unless we're on a non-charity thing. It's definitely not worth it unless we're getting like an entire season of something out of an all-encompassing trip. And even for charity, it's like, it's hard. But we were not invited, maybe because they knew maybe they were being realistic. So no drama. What's a good one, dude? What's a good one? Oh, I have one.
And you laughing?
No, it's fine. Justin Fenley. I know it's a touchy subject.
Oh, God.
But those of you who were a part of the Creatures and any other past experiences for those who weren't, do you think that experience helped you with Couch Hop and other endeavors you've taken a part in? I think there's a deconstructive element to this
That's a lot to deconstruct. I'd say overall for me, yeah. I think it's helped. I don't even want to like compare business to business or any of that shit. People do that enough as is, which is annoying. But for me personally, because a lot of people always loop back to my fucking sub-war thing with Felix and PewDiePie and, doing all that stuff at the time because I had just joined. I had only did YouTube by myself for like 2 years before jumping into the hub and moving out and doing all that stuff. And a lot of people debate that, I guess, I always said that I told the story that it was funny because like Sly was actually the one that kind of guilt tripped me into going out in the first place in a Skype call. If it was not known lore yet, like he had talked to me one-on-one in a Skype call and he was like, you got to go out there. So like I never really had any kind of regrets in terms of, because it's all helped. Like it's helped even just at a base level in life. It got me out of the house. It got me to experience shit. It did not get me my license as soon as I probably could have, but I eventually got it. So it's like kind of pick and choosy, I guess. But I think overall, like, I've experienced so much stuff, all the travel, meeting people, going out, stuff that like I would never have ever done on my own. And having that fucking social anxiety borderline, like I wouldn't have gone outside like for shit, man. I was staying in my fucking mom's attic. Like I didn't have to leave. So like it pushed me to go out and do stuff that I wouldn't normally have done. And that stuff is carried over long term. So there's a lot of aspects that I feel like I still retain due to that, due to all of my prior experiences, due to being at the office and even at the house, the first house, second house, whatever the fuck, there's a lot. So it's hard to deconstruct that, but I think in general, I've taken a lot over the course of X amount of years that I retain.
Yeah, from a business end, I think there was a lot of I wouldn't say I learned a lot, seeing as how I didn't have a lot of input on the financials or management, really. More so like creative direction is like really the only things that I talked about. And I don't know what was going on before I was even part of the Creatures. But yeah, there was just definitely some learning lessons from being with the group for, I don't know, X amount of years that have helped with Couch Hop. Not everything, but a lot of stuff that I think we did better, which mainly, came from the viewers anyway. So yeah, I'd look at it as a glass half full, not half empty, for sure.
From a business perspective, for sure. Like towards the end of that whole era when Jared and I dropped in and started trying to co-manage things, kind of getting a bird's eye view of a business that had already existed operating under however long, and then trying to come in and like patch this, do this, is this helping? That was insightful. And then I think also sort of strengthening the cohesion between these three, you know, as far as like, as the natural amoeba split into its two, you know, associated halves, getting some early legwork in on kind of establishing like a real business rapport with you guys, as opposed to just like a casual, like, you know, oh, we're friends, I've seen you at PAX or whatever, but like kind of laying some groundwork, I think was nice. It's not like we started Couch Hop like cold, like hopping into business mode as far as like planning and stuff like that goes. So for my very small portion of, you know, participation there, I think that was good. So we waded in, we didn't have to jump quite off a cliff. So I'd like to get our last sponsor in before we completely run out of time here, guys. It's Robinhood. They were on the Halloween episode also with ALEC, and ALEC already had it installed on his phone.
He did, yeah. He talked a lot about it.
Yeah, so he kind of got me warmed up on it. Robinhood, for those of you who don't know, it's an app. It's on your phone. Helps make, you know, if you're trying to wade into that stock game for the first time, Robinhood's like there to kind of hold your hand and be like, come this way. You too can enter this world.
It's pretty nice. It's very easy to use. It's I mean, there's some pretty sketchy apps out there for sure, and I've definitely looked at a few that, you know, are very I don't know what kind of word I want to use for the competitors of Robinhood, but Robinhood's definitely one of the easier ones to use, one of the more trustworthy ones to use. They've done stuff with, like, when Snapchat first became available as a stock, they were, not that Snapchat was very good as a stock, but they were pretty much on it, which, you know, just goes to show that they're an app that's not, you know, you're not going to be buying stocks from like China that you have no idea what any of its, you know, monetary value is, but they're very catered to people that are in college and are just trying, maybe you have some extra money, or maybe you have just a little saved away that you want to see what kind of things you can do with it in terms of stock options.
Yeah, it's a non-intimidating way for stock market newcomers to invest for the first time with true confidence, with a simple and intuitive, clear design with data presented in an easy-to-digest way. Moreover, there's no cost or commission fees. Other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, but Robinhood doesn't charge commission fees. You can trade stocks and keep all of your profits. It's easy to understand charts and market data. You can place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. Robinhood's web platform also lets you view stock collections, like 100 most popular sectors like entertainment and social media, and curated categories like, cool, I want to invest in female CEOs. And there's analyst ratings of buy, hold, and sell for every stock. You can learn how to invest as you build your portfolio and discover new stocks and track favorite companies with personalized news feeds and custom notifications for price movements so you never miss the right moment to invest. Robinhood is giving our listeners a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help build your portfolio. Sign up at cctvpodcast.robinhood.com. That's cctvpodcast.robinhood.com. Get yourself some free stock, get the app, you know, get comfortable, and join all the people out there who know what they're doing. You know, now's the time. So nice. Thank you, Robinhood, for sponsoring this podcast. Let me put up, let's find a good question here. I don't know, if you touch on some things. There's some big questions here, you know, like let's talk about Couch Hop for 4 or 5 years in the future. I don't know if that's what we need to end on. Seth Blankenship just wants to know, when are you going to throw that piano off the roof? Well, William Boston's over here asking about the future of the company. You know, it's tough. How about, pig milk? Any word from Chip and Marshall lately? You know, it's like, how do you, you know, there's so many great questions. Let me find a good one, bros.
Chip and Marshall, we don't own that IP anymore.
Yeah. Someone said, Vasidius says, would you guys ever consider doing a long-running Let's Play style series, kind of like Achievement Hunter's Minecraft and GTA Let's Play? What's the longest? I feel like every series we've ever had sort of an end goal, right? We've never done anything.
Dark Souls was the longest running series.
Yeah. And
it wasn't even supposed to be a series, quite honestly. I'm not sure how he managed to beat 3.
Does that count? That one almost felt like it was indefinite.
Overwatch started to be
Yeah.
a little bit, but James wasn't part of that. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of stuff that I think we'd want to be involved in that long term with games.
Yeah.
As a lot of the stuff we do now is primarily outside of games. But we talked more recently about like the Pokemon stuff, because Pokemon Go was right up our alley, where we could be doing bits outside that are live action, but also like still be playing a game. So that might have been like more of a long running series, but then we gave up on Pokemon Go. So
It may be back. Maybe back sometime. Maybe.
Just feels like anything that goes on like indefinitely, like you're always gonna want to play something. Like it's just like
I feel like I don't have that kind of like, I don't know, like I'm not attentive enough to fucking like stick with something like that for that much of an extensive period of time. Like that's just like, because even when we were doing old stuff like those Minecraft series that ran, fucking forever, it got to the point where people would get tired of fucking playing Minecraft, and then people would sub in, sub out, and like it's like, who didn't get to play this week, who didn't play last week,
It becomes a chore.
Yeah, it does. It becomes a fucking chore, and like that's probably why none of that has ever really happened. Because like, from like a numbers standpoint, there's gonna be probably a bunch of drop off, especially when you hit like the 300s, So, and B, like I said, I don't think it would hold my attention to like constantly just be in the same thing over and over again. I'd rather just fucking come up with something new and do something different.
Yeah, I feel like unless you're a brand that's existed for like 10 years, like Achievement Hunter, where people would realistically probably watch you play anything, it's like, it's not going to do well, and you're going to lose that enthusiasm. Like I know NBA comes up a lot, but like that was one where like we didn't expect it to be as much of a hype series as it was, but we really were enthusiastic.
That was really just a shot in the dark because I fucking saw what I saw, and like it was just like, I want to try this kind of thing.
But like we were looking forward to recording more. Like Tony was editing it, and he's like, dude, I can't wait for you guys to play more. So that's like one of those rare ones where like, oh, you never know. And I feel like you miss out on stuff like that when you're just like, cool, here's the Minecraft grind for another, just because people are, want that. I don't know. So now it seems like it's kind of unanimous. That's probably not going to happen, huh? Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe we're out of time, but...
Maybe we're out of time.
I mean, we got some other stuff to shoot today. But Patreon, if you want to get your questions in, I like doing these, and they're certainly, pretty chill, and
they're fun.
Get you some answers maybe you haven't heard 1,000 times. So if you want to join, patreon.com/cowchop. We got a lot of stuff on there in terms of previews and things, but this is another perk of joining the Milk Club. So thank you, and if you didn't get your question asked, don't worry, there will be more. So cool. Until next time, thanks to our sponsors, and thanks to you, and we'll see you on the next CCTV. Unless the city burns down.
Hi, my name is Carla Shaw. You can stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. I don't need friends, they disappoint me.